Hi everybody and welcome to episode 26 of Thought Bubbles, sparkling insights into community engagement, coming to you today from my kitchen in McLaren Vale, about 45 minutes south of Adelaide in South Australia, because it's winter here and it's far too cold to go anywhere unless you absolutely have to. I do have to venture out later, but for now I'm sitting tight in my kitchen with my cup of tea and talking to you. This week in Australia has been the end of the financial year, and as any good business owner should do at that point in time, it's a good opportunity to sort of look back at the last 12 months, but also to plan ahead for the next 12 months. And so I've been doing a bit of analysis as to the type of thing I've been working on. And the reason I'm sharing this as a thought bubbles is I get asked a lot about my consultancy. People are often really fascinated that I've built a business around the concept of community engagement and are often quite curious as to the type of work I do. So I thought I'd share with you some of the stats about Becky Hirst Consulting in the last 12 months, if you'll allow me to indulge. Becky Hirst Consulting is 6.5 years old now and has been growing every year and has been really interesting journey through those 6.5 years. And I've gone through all sorts of different types of work and different types of topics. But let me share you some of the facts from this year. So this year I've worked with 10 different clients. And that's been undertaking around 13 different jobs or assignments, as I call them, for those 10 clients. Out of those 10 clients, 4 of them have been local government, 4 of them have been state government, and 2 of them have been non-government organisations. When I've had a look at those 13 different jobs and the assignments that I've been undertaking for my clients, the main bulk of them, I think around 6 of them, have been around strategy writing, which is actually really good news in the community engagement world, because what I'm seeing is that my clients are actually really interested in developing some really decent strategy around their community engagement and really giving it a lot of thought. So I've been doing a lot of that work. Another big chunk of my work has been a lot of facilitation work. I really enjoy facilitation, but it's ever so exhausting, and that's definitely the element of my business that takes up the most of my physical energy and enthusiasm. Then there's also been some teaching gigs and some speaking gigs, which of course I also really enjoy. Topic-wise, what have I been working on? Well, there's been a bit of community governance, there's been community leadership. In relation to the strategies that I've been writing, some of the topics have been around the economy in South Australia and urban planning, infrastructure, placemaking, and also some work around aged care and disability. The majority of the jobs this year have been in South Australia, with just a couple of them in Victoria. That's quite different from a couple of years ago when I was working sort of across Australia. But that's been a very conscious decision of me and the point I'm at in my life with having my daughter a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and making a conscious decision to really focus on South Australia. And that's actually been a really good thing for me to do. Out of those 13 jobs or assignments that I've undertaken, 8 of them were from previous clients, which is always really flattering when a previous client rings you up because they know you can get the job done and you can get the job done well. So it's always a pleasure to work with repeat clients. 5 of them, however, though, were new clients, but they were from word of mouth. So again, really flattering, because I don't spend any money on actual marketing or advertising. You don't get mail outs from me or cold calls from me. I don't need to. It comes from word of mouth, which, like I say, is really flattering. There's been 26 episodes of Thought Bubbles, which has been great. I introduced this at the beginning of January and I've received so much brilliant feedback. It does feel a bit odd from time to time, setting up my phone and my little tripod and talking to myself. But I've really enjoyed the feedback that I've received, and I understand I've built a little bit of a following and people have spotted me out and about and wanted to say hi but haven't, and it's been really great. And even one of my public speaking gigs came from one of these episodes, which was brilliant. I also hosted right back at the beginning of the financial year in July, not a financial project at all, but the kitchen table conference for the Engage to Act network, which we set up here in South Australia, and hosted, I think it was around 35 people in my home, and we had caterers come in, which was very nice and very extravagant but brilliant, and we had all small groups around the house with different topics being presented by people who had experienced them. Also been doing quite a lot of stuff for a side kind of hobby business called Whiny Kids here in McLaren Vale, promoting McLaren Vale as a family-friendly destination. Sounds like it's quite remote from my community engagement work, but actually it's been the hugest, biggest lesson I've ever had in online engagement and putting local people at the centre of destination marketing and tourism. So that's certainly opened my eyes into the tourism world of engagement. Then there's been a few other things on the go locally, involved in lots of local things here in McLaren Vale, which always enhances my learning around community. So it's been a busy year. As for the year ahead, I'm not going to tell you what I'm planning, but there's some exciting stuff, and Becky Hirst Consulting is definitely here to stay. See you next time. Bye.